Second, see if she'll swim out. Might be a grouper. Very grouper-like characteristic to gotcha. To hit it and then run right back into the structure. Come on. All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time clicking on, my name is Dan, and welcome to Low Country Fishing. So first and foremost, Happy New Year's to everyone out there. Today's video, we are going to be out on the sea hunt. Just like I promised 2 weeks ago, the sea hunt is put back together. All electronics are in, new trolling motor, all kinds of new little gadgets that I'm excited to show you once we get out there on the water. But today's game plan is to push offshore. The seas are calling for single-digit winds out of the west. The wave height's about 2 to 3 feet at 10-second intervals, so I couldn't think of a better time to push out there and see if we can get on a nice little hot bite. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to push straight out of St. Catharines Sound here in coastal Georgia. We're going to go about 20 miles out to some of the wrecks and the reefs that are out there. They got some large container ships, some smaller tugboats, some concrete rubbles dropped down there, and there is all kinds of life that holds big fish, small fish. There's all kinds of crazy stuff out there. So I'm very excited to get out there and stretch my legs on the sea hunt for the first time. This will actually be the first time the sea hunt's gone this far out. And hopefully we can get out there and get on a nice bite. So as always, thank you guys so much for the support with the channel, and I'll see you offshore. All right, guys, so we made it offshore. We had a nice little run for about the first half, and then we started getting to some little tighter swells, some tighter waves. So I kind of had to slow it down. I was honestly running 40 mile an hour there for just a minute. But we're out here, we're set up, and we're actually sitting right on top of a 425-foot ship. This thing is absolutely massive. It's marking very, very well right now. It's actually about 12 foot in height. All this stuff on top here is bait. There's lots of life. Billy's already been kind of cranking in a few black sea bass. We haven't got anything huge yet. So what I want to do is just take a quick second. I want to show you kind of some of the rigs that I'm going to be using out here today. Now, if you guys have watched any of my bull red fishing videos, you guys know that I like these Penn Battle 3s. This is the Penn Mariner 2 rod setup, and it's actually the exact same setup. I've got just basically some cut mullet down here soaking on the bottom on a short leader Carolina rig, 8/0 circle hook. I got 3 ounces of weight, and I got 2 of these guys. I got one here kind of off that way, and I got one here off the back corner off that way. And those rigs are off structure, right? So I like the idea of tracking down and targeting bull reds off structure because they're just pretty much going to circle around. They're going to circle up and over. But if I was to honestly throw big rigs like that to soak on the bottom and it sits down on that ship that's underneath us, it's going to be snag city, and it's not what I want. So I got a couple of these guys out right here. The rod that's dangling right above my head here is just going to be a vertical jigging rod. I've got a bucktail tied to this guy right here. It's a 3-ounce bucktail from Bass Pro. I've got a 6-inch paddlers tied onto the end of it. And what I'm going to do with that is just drop it straight down. I'm going to let it hit the bottom, try to hit the ship without getting snagged. I'm going to crank that handle 2 to 3 times to get it about 5 to 6 feet up off the bottom, and that's it. And that guy's going to be right there. So every time the boat goes up and down with these swells, it's going to slightly move this thing up and down in the water. It's going to present hopefully naturally to look like a fish. And that's going to be pretty much the setup over here. Now, as far as the bottom fishing goes, I'm going to be using just a knocker rig setup, just a 1/0 J hook that I got from River Supply in Savannah with a 2-ounce egg sinker, live fiddler crabs that we got, and that's really it. Just going to kind of drop down and see if we can start putting some fish on the boat. So let's go. All right, going in. Down, down, down. Down she goes. If I hook something big, I'm going to push the button on that camera and you just point it at me.
Which one is that now?
The one hanging, I'll show you in just a second.
All right.
Show you how to work it. It's easy. There's the bottom. 1, 2. gotta snag some sort of junk. Oh geez, I didn't even get this thing down to the bottom and he whacked it.
Hey, he's a little better.
It hit the bottom and I was literally just cranking up, trying to get off the bottom.
Yeah.
And he, yeah, so there you go. This is honestly the biggest one of the day so far. Bigger bait, bigger black sea bass. Out here in these federal waters, I'm pretty sure they have to be 12 or 13, something like that. Honestly, we don't have cell phone service. I'm not able to check it, so I'm not going to keep them unless they're 15. Plus, I don't want to waste all day filleting and killing my fillet knife on small little black sea bass. So let's see, let's get our BSB eyes dialed in here. So tail to tip 14, that's a 14 incher right there. Maybe keeper, but we're gonna play it on the safe side. All right, Billy got first blood.
Oh yeah.
Nice keeper sheeper there.
Absolutely.
She's going in the box. All right, so Billy's fishing the same thing I am on the bottom, catching the sea bass and the sheeps, just these little fiddler crabs. Now I do want to give a big shout out to Brooks for delivering these things to us, man. Brooks is a young kid, he's out here grinding. He's got fiddler crabs, so if you're in the Savannah low country area and your bait and tackle shop doesn't have any fiddler crabs, give this kid a call. I'll splash his number on the screen as well as drop it down in the description of the video so you guys can definitely plug him in to the contact section of your phone. But he brought these things out, 100 fiddler crabs for 20 bucks. That's a great deal in my opinion. So we're gonna keep dropping these things down. There we go. Come here. She's slimy, that's for sure. Well, I don't know what that fish is, but she is absolutely beautiful. All right. Beautiful fish. All right. That's a good fish.
A little action here?
Yeah. Yeah, she's digging. Oh, that's a nice fish. That might be our redfish there, guys. This is the Pin Battle 3 6000 combo, you guys. I love it. This is the vertical jigging rod. This thing has got some really nice flex to it. And I got a fish that's got me back in the structure. She's there. Give her a second, see if she'll swim out. So there is grouper out here on this Georgia coast and South Carolina coast. And sometimes what they'll do is they'll just come up, hit it, and boom, run right back into a hole or under some sort of structure down there. She's there. Just got to try to get her to swim out. I've got, there she is. I got an 80-pound leader on here. There she is. We are going to test this rod. I got a feeling it's going to snap in my face again. Now this was on that big bucktail, so it's got a big Gamakatsu hook on it, probably a 6.0 or a 7.0 hook. It's got that 6-inch paddle tail, a Z-Man Swimmer's paddle tail, and I knew it was going to grab a big bite. Unfortunately, I think she's got me down in that hole. One more pull. Choke too hot. That was 60-pound leader. Andy, the cheap stuff that you get at Walmart. Let's see where we broke. Dude, could you believe the amount of heat I just put on that thing? She didn't budge, and it took that long for me to get a break. And I bet it broke at the knot. Yep. This is very common right here. You got a little curly tail. Bang, right there. I almost I pulled the knot, that's what I did. I pulled it free. Whew, all right. I'm gonna need some water, a Red Bull, and we're gonna get back down here and we're gonna see if we can find another one. Is this my guy? All right, we got somebody. Oh, don't be a toadfish. This was the cut bait. He's coming up easy. I bet I got a toady. Felt like a little thump, 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 thump from a little short tail. Oh. Keeper black sea bass. That right there, sir.
That's a monster.
That's what you want. When you're catching black sea bass on an 8-0 circle hook, you're doing it right. How about that? Bang! No need to measure that, girl. Look how pretty. Here she comes. I got color. Look how pretty that color is. Look at her coming in. That's gotta be a redfish. Yes, sir. There she is. First redfish of the day. Hi, baby. Come on over here. Oh, got her swim bladder coming out. 70 feet. Easy. You grab me net. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, we're good. There you go. There we go. All right. There's a nice big redfish. She came from about 70 feet of water depth here. Not a huge fight. She's got a lot of air in her, so I'm gonna see if I can try to vent this fish. I don't have my venting tool with me. I will not make that mistake again. I can tell you when I run offshore, but we'll get her vented and see if we can get her back. All right. She's decompressing. There we go. Put that tongue back in, baby. That might work. All right, we got her vented. Tongue's going back in. There goes the air. That's what we want. There we go. First redfish, 20 miles offshore, 70 feet of water. I just dropped this thing down. I had 2 mullet on it, 65 feet of water, marking good bait, and something just whacked it. I don't know what it is. Coming up. We got color. What we got? Snapper. Yeah, baby. Yes, that is exactly what I wanted. I wanted a redfish. I wanted a snapper. And I got them both. Yes, dude. Now, unfortunately, guys, this fish is out of season. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, baby. How about that? Big old red snapper. Beautiful fish. This is one of the best tasting fish out here. And unfortunately, it's got to go back. Whew, not a bad day, boys.
Give me a little. Yep. Take your tail there, Dan.
Look at that, 25 incher. Ha ha! Behemoth. Come on up here into the line. Let's get a good Man, you guys, it does not get any better than that. I can't tell you how many fishing trips I have ended with, well, let's just make one more drop, or let's just try that one more spot. And that's exactly what this was. Again, we were over there on that big 400-foot ship pretty much the majority part of the day. Catch a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I mean, it wasn't a bust by no means. We caught some nice fish. And then I thought, well, let's just tool around. Let's just try and see if we can find something else. It's getting close to time that we honestly need to be heading home. It is getting a little more rough out here. And sure enough, a hump out in the middle of nowhere that we marked fish was holding some big snapper as well as something big, some really big down there. So that's gonna be it for today's fishing portion of the video. As always, thank you guys so much for the support with Low Country Fishing. If you're interested in sticking around to the end of the video, I have something super sweet that I definitely want to show you guys, as well as thank a couple people involved that have been able to make this kind of stuff happen for me. So we're gonna pack up, we're gonna head in, and I'll see you back at the house. All right, guys, well, we are back on land, and I tell you, that was a great trip offshore. This is the first time the Sea Hunt has gone 20 miles offshore. Now, I have gone 40-something miles one way with this boat before, just kind of bounced around inshore waters, traveling around, just stretching her legs out. So I know I wasn't going to really have any problems with the motor or anything with the boat out there. She honestly performed flawlessly. I had zero issues with the boat. And it honestly just kind of built my confidence in taking this thing a little further out maybe next time. So if I can find maybe some better conditions out there where it's a little glassier and a little smoother, maybe we'll head out to 40 miles. Because I got a 63-gallon gas tank in this thing, so I know I can go quite far. Actually, we went 20 miles there and back, and actually it was 24 from the ramp, so 50 miles total there and back, and we didn't even hit anywhere close to half a tank of fuel. So we will go further when the weather will permit. But some of the species we caught out there were the ones that I was really hoping to catch. Big redfish, red snapper. We got the sheep's head. We got more black sea bass than I could count, to be honest. Not all of them made the video, obviously, but it was insane. And we could have kept a lot more than we did, but we only wanted to keep ones that were honestly table fare size. So we were keeping 14s and 15s. All the ones that were smaller than that, we just kind of threw back because, you know, we just keep enough fish to eat for the day. We're not interested in keeping a ton of fish and freezing them and trying to thaw fish later. That's kind of not my thing. I go out, I fish a lot. I'm able to catch fish fresh, and I want to eat fish fresh. Let's go ahead and flip the camera on. I want to show you guys some of the upgrades that I have done to this boat. I have been without the Sea Hunt for 4 to 5 weeks now. I have been fishing with a bunch of buddies. I am very, very blessed to have a really good network of guys that can get out there and can fish and love to fish and have the same passion that I do. And they have the patience to allow me to get out on their boats and fish. So first and foremost, Kyle, Adam, Matt, George, Randy, thank you guys so much for allowing me to come on board your boat. Mark, and fish and film. And you guys understand, it is a process. For me to put these videos out, they're 11 or 12 minutes long. It takes time. It's a lot of, oh, slow down, let me get that shot. Or, hey, can we put the drone up? Do you mind? But it's just all the things that go into making these videos what they are. So let's flip this camera around. Let me show you what I got on this boat. It's absolutely wonderful, you guys. I got a couple sponsors that I do want to thank, and I want to show you guys some of the things that I've done to this boat, because I know there's a lot of people that are going to have questions afterwards. So I want to be able to kind of point them in the right direction of these subject matter experts that have helped me kind of transform the boat into what she is right now. All right, so first and foremost, trolling motor. We have upgraded the trolling motor. I got to thank Ars at West Marine in Brunswick for reaching out to me. He let me know that the 72-inch 112 volt trolling motors were coming in, and they were running like a quadruple point sale for their members that are a part of that little program that they do with point systems. I was honestly able to buy this thing and get almost $300 off with the amount of points I accrued just from this. So Ars, brother, thank you so much for the shout out and for the recommendation. Now, like I said before, this is a 112-pound, 36-volt Minn Kota Tarova. I originally talked about keeping the 80-pound on my boat in the last little video where I talked about this. Only thing I was going to do at that time was just upgrade the shaft from a 54 to a 72. But I tell you guys, once you start diving down the rabbit hole and trying to part out a longer shaft, a bigger lift assist, all the other cables and everything that goes along with it, including the headache of dealing with warranty work if something happens to your trolling motor, it just made sense to buy a brand new one. You're only talking about maybe $100 difference to get a trolling motor with a longer shaft and more power. And I tell you guys, we were out there in a ripping current yesterday for 6 hours, and I didn't even burn 1 bar on my 36 volts of battery power. Now, the batteries that I use down here, they're not anything fancy. These aren't lithium batteries. These are just very simple batteries from AutoZone. They are the 27 DC size, so they are the larger size. They're all wired up in circuit, and that is a Noco Genesis Gen 5 3-bank charger. That Gen 5 takes honestly about 16 hours to fully charge these guys up from dead zero. And I know that because I took these batteries to dead zero on my very last trip inshore that I didn't make a video out of. But I went ahead and I just installed the puck right there, and I have it wired into a circuit breaker here. And that is honestly the battery power that powers the big 112 up front. All right, so let's head to the Helm Station, because this is where the majority of the work went into and the majority of the money went into. This thing is gorgeous, you guys. This boat, this 2013 boat feels like a 2021-22 boat now. All of this black acrylic is absolutely beautiful. This is the exact same stuff that you guys will see on brand new boats. And I cannot thank Michael with American Offshore Fishing enough for coming through with this black acrylic. You guys, Michael is putting out a seriously high quality product. If you're interested in redoing your dash and making this thing look like mine does, like a brand new boat on any kind of an older boat, or if you just want to do something to a fairly newer boat that doesn't have the acrylic, reach out to him. His information will be the description of the video below. But Michael's cranking out some seriously good products. He is a small company, veteran owned and operated. He has got a lot of experience working and dealing with this type of stuff. He used to work at New Wire in Charleston for quite some time, but his family needed a move. They had to go somewhere else in Georgia, so he had to leave. And what he did is he took his skill set along with him and is starting to crank out this type of product. Now, if you notice all the stuff here, there's no screw holes or nothing like that. It is studded through the back. Basically just kept my same Yamaha gauges, transferred them over into it. This is a brand new Fusion head unit that my buddy George Myers helped me hook up. So George, thank you so much. This sound system on this boat absolutely rocks. It's a six speaker system, and it's powered by a really nice JL audio amp. The chart plotter here is a Simrad Go 9. Now, I was not going to go with a Simrad unit. I was thinking initially I'll keep with my Garmin, but after doing a lot of research and I just kind of decided let's try Simrad out. I like the idea of a full touch screen. Now, I did notice offshore yesterday in bumpier conditions, it was a little bit more difficult to get your finger on the right buttons. So I do see the advantage of having the hard buttons on the side. But you know what? I like the look of this thing. It works for me great. It wasn't like it was a showstopper out there. I just had to take my time and touch the screen just a little bit slower. But that's it. But this Simrad is honestly fantastic. And I have it loaded up with a Navionics Platinum chip. It's got the satellite, the Google Satellite Earth overlay, just like you guys see on your Google Satellite telemetry on your phone and on your desktop and whatnot. So this thing is awesome. This right here next to it is a charger. So if you're tired of using cell phone chargers with traditional plugs with USB ports and those things getting rotted out and corroded out, get one of these things, man. For $100, Scanstrut, you can't beat this. It mounts directly to the dash. You basically just open it up, you lay your phone in there, and it charges it kind of through this magnetic thing here. And it'll charge any kind of new age cell phone, Apple, Android, or whatever. Next to it here is just a standard USB plug, so I can plug in any of my camera equipment while I'm out on the water, because I'm always using batteries. Down here below, this is also something that Michael did. He took all of my rocker switches I had before, some here on the right, some over here on the left, and I told him, I said, I want to find a way to get all these switches together in one area, and I want to get rid of the rockers, and I want to go back to the standard toggles. So he put in these little toggles here. They're all silicone coated like this. It's kind of like a little silicone boot. It's very simple, you guys. It's up is on, down is off. That's it. No fancy rocker, no fancy lit switch. The lighting, or sorry, the words back here are backlit, which is really cool. But it's just very simple, you guys. These toggle switches have been around forever, and they're tried and true. So that's honestly why I wanted to do it. Down here below is a Lenco trim type controller that carried over from the last boat. And down here is my kill switch and my starter switch. Now before, I used to have just a black, kind of a black trim piece right here, and it had the kill switch below it and the starter switch up top, kind of set up like this. We found a way to integrate it in through the entire panel, and he just basically laser etched it in. It is also backlit as well. And now it's just sleek and smooth. Everything makes sense on this console now. So again, Michael, man, thank you so much for helping me crank out this product. The whole process was extremely easy. I talked to him on the phone a couple times about some questions. How are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do that? He's extremely friendly. He walked me through the whole process. I installed all this myself, and it was an absolute breeze. Even the wiring. I'm not electrical engineer minded. I understand basic DIY stuff, and he was able to walk me through how to wire all this stuff up from all of the old wires that came off of the harness that was in there before. Now up here on the dash, you guys will notice this is a really nice dash mat. This is not Sea Deck. This is a material called Deck It. So Brian Kersey with Kersey Marine, he specializes in this kind of stuff here. He is in the coastal Georgia area. He's kind of over towards the Rincon Guyton area. So he can crank this thing out for you guys, but this is a really nice mat. It's nice and tall. It's got really, really deep grooves or cavities here. And he can put anything on a dash mat that you want, any logo you want. You want your custom logo, you want a Sea Hunt, you want a Nautic Star, whatever you want. He can do it, set it up. He's got the best CNC machines around, and he will cut this in any shape, in any form you want, to include a helm pad. Now this is a Helm standing pad. This is something that I need. I got a bad back, so I need something with a little anti-vibration properties, right? So I decided, why not, let's cut one of these things, let's throw my logo on it, and let's see how I like it. Now I'm still kind of playing with sizes. I may get another one made that's slightly bigger, that kind of covers up a little bit of this backside over here of that little hatch that's kind of covered up. But it's a work in progress. But I can tell you guys, this Deck It material is really, really good stuff. If you're on the fence about should I go with Deck It, should I go with Sea Deck, it's all really good quality products. Just find someone that knows how to cut the product for you, and that can walk you through the whole process. And that's exactly what Brian Kersey at Kersey Marine can do for you. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video. Thank you to my sponsors that have allowed me to put this quality type of material on my boat. It makes me smile every time I step on board this thing. And I tell you, you guys make a great product. And for all you guys out there at home, thank you so much for the support with YouTube. Thank you to all my Patreons that allow this type of things to happen in my life. It is you guys both that allow me to do these types of things and allow me to continue on with this journey. So as always, if you'd like to leave a like on the video, if you enjoyed today's content, go ahead and click that button. If you haven't got a chance to subscribe to Low Country Fishing, go ahead and subscribe down there on the bottom. Click that icon that's got a little bell next to it. If you want to be updated when my videos come out, usually it's Sunday, so I try to keep them pretty regular. And that's it. Until next week, I'll see you then. Take care, you guys. God bless.